It's 411. I always like it when it says 411 when I'm about to start talking about something because it's like giving information. Um, and last night was another one of those nights of not being able to sleep. So 2 of those nights in a row. And um, I woke up the first time at 9:30. I just, oh God. And so I opened the garage door and the moon was right there. So, and it seems like it was a different shape than it was yesterday, but it was way over there yesterday. I think it was yesterday when I saw it. Well, I said when I saw it, and maybe it was missing another night. I don't know. I think it's like it's returned. I think I keep seeing it, but it's not like in its normal place, and it's not a normal time, and it's not all night because it's already gone. So 9:30 it was where it usually is when when I said like when it's up at the top and it just disappears. So usually it's like there like at 5:30 in the morning. It was there at 9:30, and now I don't see it anywhere. But when it was 9:30 and it was out there, it was putting off a lot of light, and you could see lots of little ships all around it and stuff. So there's lots of stuff in that Chat GPT guy, whatever, one of those ones that I think that's what it was, said, watch the moon. There's going to be, I don't know, I don't remember. I think he was the one that was saying, I don't know, I've heard so many of these. If it was the second coming one, or if he was just talking about the fake sky, or if he was talking about us being tricked, or what, I don't remember. I just remember one of them saying something about the moon is just like what I keep saying. And it's like, I'm not just saying it. I mean, I just like what he says, just go out and start paying attention and you start seeing it for yourself. And the chat guy is like, that's a part of the awakening. That's what I've been saying this whole time. Like questioning things, noticing things is you start realizing that this is all fake bullshit. Hold on a second. My it still is not all stopped up in there. It's so weird. And when I'm coughing, it's not as rattly, especially like even if I cough a bunch in the morning, then there's no it's just drier. Like if I'll notice like I'll get like a tickle in my throat and I'll start coughing. And it's like you can't cough anything. It's like it's weird. So everything seems really dried out, and I would think it's got to be um, that chlorine stuff, which again makes me think, that it was because I went all that time. It just really blows my mind, kind of. Hold on. They're saying Hep C was an epidemic, and they weren't saying anything about it the whole time, not telling any of us that it was really bad and that we needed to watch out in this certain age group. It was an epidemic and stuff. And don't even forget how many of those guys from this generation of the epidemic were dating younger girls too. So there's this crossover, and all the cougars out there who are, so there's all this crossover where it was getting spread because they're not all sleeping with each other. And I mean, everybody's out there giving away on every dating app they can find. So you'd think, the medical establishment, when they know there's an epidemic out there, that they would be rounding us up and saying, and especially if we went in sick to the doctor for symptoms, and they would be checking for the epidemic. But no, they didn't check me. And they didn't check me until whatever, years later, because I was going to the doctor all the time then. Well, I'm assuming that was when, I don't know for sure when I had it, but there was a period of time I was going to the doctor all the time. Was sick as fuck. And never once did they mention, oh, we should check you for that. Not until years and years later when I go in for that fucking physical for the insurance thing. Because my insurance company was just kind of harassing me about, you need to go get a physical. The doctor's office is calling. I was like, what a fucking scam this shit, man. And I was like, so I went in to get it. It was more like 2021 or something. It was before I was as anti-establishment as I am now. People are like, my own mom is just like, Because I'm like anti-establish, anti it all. Hold on a second. Let me just finish it real quick. Hold on. And the energy is so intense. I still have to keep taking a deep breath. Like I take these deep breaths and these big sighs and stuff. And the dogs are like, "What's wrong with her?" But it's like you gotta let this energy out. It's just like, oh God, it's intense. Hold on. Oh, that feels so good. So let me get back to what I was talking about. With that facade of this medical bullshit. And then the insurance. I'm so fucking sick of the insurance company. What a fucking scam. It's almost like the ones telling us that we have to have this stuff and the ones popping up the place. It's just such a scam, and I cannot. It's so weird when you are so anti something and other people try and convince you, well, it's good. It's good. It's good. All I can say is we live in two different realities. We live in totally different realities. And yesterday it was really sunny, so I was sitting outside, and I was getting a lot of stuff. But it's weird too, because when I'm kind of like in these meditation trance things or something, the dogs interrupt, and that's what I'm talking about. I know that's like the Archon energy is creating the interruption. So they use other things to disrupt you. It's just like, motherfucking stop. Oh my God, I could not believe it. It's just like exhausting. There was a certain point where I was just like, you guys have got to all fucking stop. Just leave me alone. Just stop it. I need time to fucking regroup myself. Like, you need time to go in and process or something. I do. I don't know how other people live. But if you grew up in a trance state, you need to be able to go into your trance state at certain periods of time of the day. Like, I need to be able to go out of here and just go into wherever it is I go. And anyways, this is dark energy. Is just that's I feel is a part of the harassment. It's just harassment and fucking shenanigans, knocking shit down and shit all the goddamn time. And doing it in weird ways where it's not just, you didn't just drop this. Just like my mom the other day when she was like reaching for something, and I don't even remember what it was. It was so weird. But whatever it was, like she had this other thing and it went and twisted around this thing. It was the weirdest thing. She's like, this is the shit that happens all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But I can't sit there and say, yeah, it's the Archon, it's dark energy in it. Because I was like, no, Jesus has got protection over me. He's coming any minute. He's going to be here. And I think that sounds legit that they would do Project Bluebeam as the second coming to, who knows, to get control of all those people, because then they can use their Jesus figure to tell them what to do or something. What are we going to go through? What is ahead for us? Like, Jesus Christ, if they're going to have Jesus come out of the sky and then all these people. Well, you would think, though, they wouldn't just be fully dedicated. Maybe they thought, like, well, this is the song and dance. This is when you prove your dedication and say his name the loudest. Then you get to go. So now you're just up for your performance. And so then you get raptured or something. Because I would think if he comes back and he doesn't grab them all and take off, that they would be upset. And one of those ChatGPT things too said, you're all going through the tribulation. You don't get out of it. These people who think that Jesus is coming and taking them out of it, no, you're here for it. All these things I keep saying, I swear to God, this ChatGPT guy or whatever keeps saying this same shit. But yeah, this doesn't make any sense. And you can't hide from you. You have to face yourself. And trying to hide from you and just be like, well, I'm not going to pay attention to that. Jesus is going to just take me away so I don't have to ever think about it again. That follows you from life to life to life. So it's not like you can get away from it. you just get stuck not being able to do anything about it. Then you just, yeah, that's the trap to me, is not knowing who you are and not knowing how to process through life. And then it just pulls you back in because you're not mindful of your own behaviors and stuff. And I want to say something too about Val Kilmer, because I found more stuff on him yesterday. A video came up. I was like, oh my gosh. So, uh, the you know how his face was like puffy. I think that's the steroids, because he had been battling cancer for a long time, and he had a hole like my dad in his throat, and so I think that's why he wore all these big scarves and stuff. My dad would kind of, my dad would be with it uncovered, but he would always have like a bandana or something, because if you cough or you try and talk and stuff, so it has to be covered. And then there's flaps you can get. There's little talking devices and stuff. And so I don't know what all he had there, but it seemed like he wore those scarves and these things to kind of cover it up. So I don't even know how long he was battling cancer, and I'm not even sure if that's what ended up killing him. And he's just like my age. And it's just shocking. But it's like our general populace. My mom's noticing now too, just over, this whole thing with my brother and stuff, how it's just like, oh, well, it's sad, but that's how it goes. It's like, you guys don't understand. You have bought in to something that's not true, and you're just playing it out. It's like, it's very frustrating to those of us who see and are watching, because you're not even doing everything you could do. If you're doing everything you can do and you still go, well, that was your time to go. But when you're not even doing everything, then it's like, what are you doing? And but it's it's just this game. And it is on these different levels. Like I was looking at that 12 strand D, turning all your strands on, and moves you through these dimensional stages of realization. And I was thinking that is kind of like the levels of the game. Like in this level, you will be learning how to uh, acknowledge yourself. In this level, you'll learn how to appreciate yourself. In this level, you'll learn how to set boundaries, whatever it was. I can't remember. I just remember I was like, geez, I already did that. But the part where you get up to 7 and 8 is something about uh, when you know your, kind of like, you're not just knowing it in yourself, but you start living it. Your, what is it? Your program, the thing you're here to do, what you're here to do, what we're all trying to discover about ourselves, that it's like that discovery happens at this point. And there's another thing too. It's something about seeing how others see you or something. I don't remember. But anyways, I was like, that's got to be the 7 and 8. Like the top part has got to be when we see the truth. It's a part of seeing your truth, but you have to get yourself to the position of being able to see yourself, being open to seeing yourself. And, it's a process. Like learning about yourself spiritually is, like I don't know, it's an all day thing. I think it's like it's like it's living your life through a certain practice, a certain existence, a certain reality, a certain perception. And it takes thoughtfulness. It takes thinking about things, taking time, not just action, but taking time to look at your actions and stuff. And so another thing with Val Kilmer that I thought was so interesting was he'd given away all his money. And so this video was saying that he died with $1 million. And then they made the comparison to Tom Cruise, who they were in the Top Gun together. So many movies he was in that I didn't remember. I just remember how popular he was and how cute he was. And everybody thought he was so hot. And then all of a sudden it was just like, it seemed like he just like gained weight and disappeared kind of. But then he would show up randomly in some movie and be like, oh, Val Kilmer's in a movie? And so, I don't know. But so in this, it said that, so Tom Cruise is worth 600 million, Val Kilmer, but he's also been in some really big box office movies. Like, I don't know what Val Kilmer's fortune would have been, but he gave away just tons and tons of money. He was constantly giving away all his money, like in huge amounts, donating it to different organizations or something, different things to try and help people. And his philosophy was more, of not, I don't know, kind of, it seems like not taking more than you need or something. And I was thinking, I wonder if he got some of this stuff playing the Jim Morrison character, because Jim Morrison was so, um, he was so kind of like deep out there, but it was like that they did it through these drugs or something. I still think he was like a psyop, CIA, not like a trick, but a false idol, I guess is all I could think of, is like a creation of a false idol to create the disbursement of what that energy would bring. And it was a lot of, hysteria, a lot of drugs, a lot of sex, a lot of not giving a shit. But there was this kind of thing too of like, it doesn't matter. And also with Dylan, see, he had the same thing, because I forgot to say yesterday, is like when he showed up and then people started asking like, where you come from, who's your parents, started talking to him. He told different people different stories all the time. And then the girlfriends, the girls who were involved started calling him out and saying, you're just making shit up. And he's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. The stories we tell are the stories we tell. It doesn't matter. It's all, and so they both had this kind of thing, this certain characteristic that was similar in their personalities, which I still say, like, especially the way Dylan just showed up and it was around the same time. And I don't even know, like, if there was a documentary on all of these different ones and you put them all together and saw it was like in this certain period of time and they were all kind of just dumped in and blew up. And it was so much about the Timothy Leary experience or something, and the music, and feel the music, and be the colors, and I don't know. It was like, but when you start realizing what the three-letter agency was doing with all this testing and stuff, and just think, too, when everybody's oblivious how much stuff that they can test, there's a lot of stuff they did through these periods of time. It wasn't just like, oh, let's drop some acid on them and let's see what they do. No, there's more to it than that. And oh yeah, and if you haven't seen Mustache Man from back with the Yahtzee Mustache Man, he wasn't ever killed. He went and lived in Argentina and had a couple more kids, so he's got you know children, or he's got a family tree that is continued. And but anyways, back to Val Kilmer. So he, they said like he died with $1 million, but he given like 100 million over here, or 150 million over. I don't know if it was a lot of money. He was just giving away all his money. And they said that he had left Hollywood and went, and I think he had a bunch of kids too. And he went and he lived in New Mexico, and bought a place, like a ranch or something in New Mexico, and just lived this really simple life there. And even they said that he, God, I'm getting that nauseous thing again. That is so weird when this happens. It's like all of a sudden you feel like, God, am I going to puke? What is going on? It's like your body just all of a sudden just does this wave. So weird. And so he lived this simple life on this ranch, and he had given away all his money. And they said that sometimes like he wouldn't even use heat. He was very frugal. And so I was like, wow. I mean, there's like, you can look at everything from so many different perspectives. And I mean, he's definitely left a legacy of giving and gifting, and it's like he could have been just clearing up about a bunch of bad karma. I mean, you don't know what somebody's deal is, and it doesn't mean because he did that makes it right. Everybody, you got to do that. You can't have any money, because there's also, it depends on your lesson. Your lessons may be about learning that you are deserving, that you can have the things you had. You may have lived a lot of lives where you lived in lack, and now you're going to experience not being in lack. But you still feel like you deserve to only live in lack, so you start giving stuff away. Like you don't deserve it, you don't deserve it. So everything is each individual's own balance. It's not a wrong way or a right way. It has to do with what your lives are. And even if you're trying to consider, like, well, and we're going to be reaching this point of abundance, and it will be on all these different levels. So there will be parts where people will have this, like, do I keep this? Do I give it? What do I do? Do I save them? Do I save them? You know what I mean? There's going to be things as it's going. I don't think it's going to be like all the same day we wake up and we're all rich. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it'll go like that. I don't know. I mean, now they're sitting there saying, oh, well, maybe by Christmas we'll have a check. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what in the drama fucking bullshit? Start fucking arresting people and sending us money. Like, Jesus Christ. Just like, in the Wall Street was continuing to crash. So hopefully this weekend is when it crashes. And Monday we wake up and they're like, wow, hopefully. But there's all these podcasters, my mom and all them are just like, oh no, it's gonna bounce back. It's gonna be fine. Like, and it's weird too when I've been saying this stuff for so long, and they're like, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. This is gonna happen. But it's like almost like it's like that they want it to go this way. Like that's too crazy. We want to keep on the dollar. Don't even talk your crazy talk. Like you don't even see. It's like, man, it's weird. I guess it's weird. It's like I see beyond the words of what people say or something. And anyways, they're sitting there saying, it's going to come back and it's going to be great. And then you have these people, oh, these tarot, they are destroying us and all this stuff. And it's like, oh my God. It takes kind of like you going in and paying attention or something, or looking more into it and seeing. But I don't know if it's because of when I grew up that I understand this or something, and all these other kids that they're trying to push into being angry and divisive don't understand this. But yeah, if you were raised or grew up back in the time when everything was made in America, and then all of a sudden they switched it, and then how the whole decline of our society, the whole decline of industry, and how they moved it, manipulated it, and all of the bullshit that went on, and then all the lies that they told us, and then everything that just went up, and then how it's driven us like into poverty, and fucking China is like fucking Jetsons or something, and everything's made in China. So yeah, it's shenanigans. And so he's trying to get it back to where we were when we were industrial and we were doing well, and we were, when it was like you could have the American dream. And so we're getting back to a point in time where you can have the American dream. The American dream got lost. It used to exist. You used to be able to go and get a place and have your family and all that. It used to be one person could work in the house. And it was very, yeah, and families were intact. And it was a lot more of the American dream, the perfect life, the peaceful life and stuff. And, but there was still parts of man that were being exposed, and they needed to learn, because there was a lot of still parts in people that were negative energy. Because there's also, when you look back, which I was shocked when I found out that it was not that long ago where it was legal. You could beat your wife, you could beat your kids, whatever happened behind closed doors was nobody else's business and stuff, which legitimately it should be. That what goes on in your house is nobody else's business. We shouldn't be peeking in everybody's windows trying to see and judge them. But we should also be of a higher caliber and be better with ourselves, so we're not doing things to hurt people in our own homes and stuff. So people used to be able to kill people and hide them. There was a lot of stuff that still was going on. It wasn't like our society was like ideal. We still had a lot of lessons to learn, a lot of stuff that happened. But hopefully now there's a lot more people who have learned and are ready to advance, and not, but you have to like see something. You have to understand something. And I don't know what it is because, I've been living this perception since I was little. So I don't know what you have to do if you feel lost. I don't know how you find yourself other than just keep looking. You're there, and you got to go through the dark parts of yourself to get down and to see the light so that you can find your balance. You're not all bad. Just because you have been bad doesn't mean you're all bad. And people who think they're good, who think like that, can also have a dark side of being bad, because they get so full of themselves, so in their ego, so looking down on other people. And everybody's here just learning and growing, just like on the Val Kilmer thing and giving away all the money and stuff. Then I was thinking, I wonder if that's kind of like where the church said, well, you should always tithe. Maybe it's to find your balance. Like, you wouldn't want to just like give away half your money. I don't know, because there's so many different lessons in the whole thing. There's so many different lessons about money and experience and value and deserving, and there's things, because a lot of people who win the lottery and stuff, just regular old Joe Blow. He didn't work for it. Just luck came his way. He won all this money, and then he gets to experience the dark side. And you have all these people wanting your money. You have people trying to take from you. People start indulging in stuff. People go through that money so fast. It's crazy how so many people who get so much money just burn through it, and they don't. So there's lessons, and then some people do good, some people get taken advantage of. There's all different things. So there's all different lessons. It's not like we're here just to learn one lesson. It's not like you can just be like, oh, that's how it's done. That's what you do. No, it's your individual lessons. And it has to do with your soul's journey. It has to do with lots of lives and your perception and your experience and stuff. And being able to hone in on your own self-identity, not having the bleed out of what everybody else is doing or needing or thinking and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff to learn. And it's not just like one right way or one wrong way. And, he did what he did, and he did, hopefully he did what he felt was the right thing. Hopefully he wasn't doing it because he felt like he wasn't deserving. Hopefully he was just trying to learn about what he needed and not needing to be indulging and stuff. Like, we all have different lessons, and you don't know like what level somebody's on, so we can't sit back and judge what other people do. But I just found it very interesting. And I was thinking, though, about when they say like the tithe and stuff, like you should always give 10%. So I don't know, like when money starts pouring in, if you start feeling guilty, like you don't deserve it and stuff, maybe, take some down too. It's funny because you think like the food kitchen or something, and help feed the homeless or whatever, but then that starts going through the churches, but that's also a laundry system. But in some cities, you can probably find, just regular people trying to do things to help people. But I mean, you could do something as simple as, go to buy a bunch of bottles of water and socks and toothbrushes and toothpaste and take them down to a homeless encampment, take some stuff that people need and take it down. And Jesus Christ, you know how much gratitude? I've done it before, so I know. My daughters and I have gone, and I think it was like a Christmas or something. It was like, well, let's not buy ourselves stuff. Let's give this Christmas, and we got the things off the little Christmas trees at the place, and bought some stuff for some kids. And I didn't even know how it worked. If I would have known more how it worked, because now I've seen videos and stuff, and when people put that up there, they're expecting you get all of that stuff for their kids and stuff, or some people just do. They get all that stuff. And so, anyways, I tried to get like a few and get them a few things on their things. And we got a whole bunch of stuff, and we took it down to homeless people. Like, we took clothes, socks, blankets, shoes, some boots, a whole bunch of stuff, and just took it down and started finding people that needed things, and they're just so appreciative. Oh my God, give somebody whose soles are worn out on their shoes, give them some new shoes and socks. And it's just like, and that's where you get, your real appreciation back. It's giving me a flow of emotion because I can see it so much. I can see like this one guy. So anyways, doing things that actually help people, not just, well, this place is going to help them, so I'll give it to them. But I know when you're giving it, like, but also there's a thing with the people, like I've said before, the people who have a lot of money, that have made money through the system. The system keeps track, keeps a hold. And so they would be more like, oh yeah, give to this foundation. Well, now we know these foundations are as corrupt as can be. Like, they're Clinton Foundation, this bullshit. And so I'm sure a lot of them who have given money, hopefully his money went to good, but a lot of times you're giving it money and it's going into the laundry. And so it's shenanigans. I'm telling you, it's way better to just go do something nice for somebody, which, don't go and get all into this, oh, like, it's so beautiful, it's so nice, and then start filming it. Like, that's gone off the chain too. All these people doing that, and now they're all getting busted. There's some influencer on TikTok or something, which TikTok now has been extended another 75 days. Like, this shenanigans is such bullshit. And so there's these influencers, who go to show how great a person they are. So they film it all. And even that one lady, I talked about her before, and she was trying to jump on that bandwagon. I got some extra money, so I'm going to go film myself. She's probably hoping to go viral or something. She wanted to run around giving all these people in Walmart money. And she ends up leaving her wallet and all the money in the thing and lost it. And she was crying and stuff, but I'm telling you, there's, I don't know how to explain it. You got to watch your intention, is what I'll say. Be pure in your intentions. And if you're not, you're gonna find out. And this other one, though, he was going and he got all this stuff. I think it was a whole bunch of kids' clothes or something, and he was gonna take them down to, I don't know, like an orphanage or something, give all these kids these clothes or something. I don't remember what it was, but it was a whole shit ton. It was like 2 carts full. It's big drama. He's buying all this stuff. He's going to take it. And so he did a whole video about it or whatever. So then this other video, so this other lady, she's at the Walmart. Days later, she doesn't know anything about this. And she's just looking through clothes. And there's 2 big carts of all these clothes, and the worker's standing here. And she's like, well, what's this deal with these clothes? Are these first, can I look through these or whatever? And she said, yeah, these are all returns. Some influencer came in and bought all this so he could go have this big show. He was going to go and give this clothes to help the poor or whatever. And then after his thing, he just came and returned them all. So yeah, this is all returns. And so people who started seeing that video found the other video, started putting them together, started showing who the guy was and stuff. You can't get away with it. Like, if your intention is just to be, I don't know, I guess being famous, like that makes them famous. Like, I don't know, it gets some attention to me. But like, I don't know, Olivia Wilde going out dressed naked in a lacy robe at an event is kind of attention seeking. Like, everybody has these ways of attention seeking, so that they get the attention they're looking for. Oh, you're hot. Oh, you're great. Oh, you're the best person in the world. Like, they're all looking for something outside of themselves. And see, what the world will have is so much more peaceful when everybody's not trying to get something from everybody, trying to get other people to notice them or tell them that they're a good person. So we have, then it's just a lot more of peacefulness of our energy, because we're not trying to pull things from other people. And just look at that. Like, he gets these people to ring all this shit up, makes all these people online. And then one thing too is, a lot of these people, these influencers that go around like, oh, look, I'm giving this money away, because there was a bunch of them that got caught too. They're just giving this money, and then people went and found out that they would give them the money for the video, but then take the money back, which is really shitty. to people who need money. It's like, that's some shitty. And so that is, by your intention and stuff. Like, your intentions matter. You can't get away from them. You can pretend, you can put on makeup, you can hide, and you can act like you're doing something different. But the energy, the universe knows, and you know. But some people, I don't even know if they're aware of their own intentions. Like, that may be a whole nother level of perception that a lot of people aren't at yet. Like, in this game, this leveling game, this putting your DNA back together, or whatever it is that's going on here. Whatever it is, I just know it's about this change in consciousness. It's about an awareness. And when you become a certain level of awareness and you start seeing the trap of the mind control, then, man, you go in deeper into the conspiracy, and you start seeing where it is and where it was interjected and how it was interjected and what they were trying to force and all this stuff. It's like, it's so deep. But then the whole level is, everybody who came here for it. You aren't trapped in a place that it's like you put yourself there, and you can get yourself out. But again, it's through this conscious awareness. It's becoming conscious of yourself and aware of yourself. And in the awareness, you have to understand or learn that you have a darkness to self. You have the darkness is a lot of what people don't want to face, their weak sides, their bitch ass sides and stuff. But you need to face those to become whole, because you have the light and the dark, but you do need to find that yin to yang. You need to find that balance. You need to find your own balance. It trips me out too, is how much in the physical body, like, I swear to God, as soon as I'll feel like I'm out of balance in something, I'll notice I'm standing weird, and I'll pull myself back in to pull myself back into erection, pull myself back in, put both feet down, pull, and start with the feet and pull myself into, everything being straight up. And sometimes I'll even go all the way up with my hands and stuff. And then sometimes I'll just start doing the balance on one leg and on the other. And you'll start seeing, just doing that kind of stuff, seeing which way you fall. Oh, yeah, if you're trying to find balance and seeing which way you fall, is it towards the left or towards the right? Because that would show you probably what you need to be working on to find your balance. But anyways, there is something about our physical parts of us represent it's somehow all works together. Like, your body holds the messages you need, but you need to tune into it. And most people are tuned into channel 14, or tuned into what Susie said last week, or tuned into what they're going to do next year, or whatever. People aren't in the here and now. They aren't paying attention to themselves. They're just, keeping the bike going. They're all on autopilot. They're just pedaling away, got somewhere to go. And they don't stop to think about it, because if they do, it stresses them out. And they don't know what they're doing and why they're here and what's going on here and why is things so difficult and stuff. Why would, they say you're a soul, but why would your soul come in for all these difficulties? That's one thing. It's like, people just don't get. They're always like blaming God. Like, why would God let this happen? Why would God let that happen? For one thing, there's not some guy up there doing that. And for another thing, it's you. It's you who are letting that happen, or came for that experience, and there's a reason for it. And that is what just trips me out, is like, people don't see the purpose to the bad things. They don't see the good things bring the bad things bring the good things. The bad things are the learning things. It's when you go through the hard things is where you learn more about yourself. And that's what you're here trying to do as a soul, is learn who and what you are. What are you doing? Who are you? What makes you up? How do you think? What do you feel about things? And so all your experiences show you that. And then they get so mad, like, God created this place to make it hard for us. It's like, This place is a place that we all just choose to come to go through the experience of growth. To me, that's how I see it. And so, um, just, to me, it's just um, this place where you can see yourself and experience yourself, and you grow through all of the things that happen to you. And and then plus right now though, it's like this different time because it was different. Like all the periods of time are different. I swear to God, I feel like so many people also feel like, well, you were supposed to wake up, like you're supposed to wake up in all these different lives or something. No, I don't think so. I think you were supposed to be blind to the one side so you could be very in the moment in the other lives. We are just in this period of time now of change, of transition. And so it's like multiple things to look through. It's like we went from a little tiny propeller plane into a giant jet full of windows. And there's so much to look at, there's so much to see. And so you just got to open it yourself. And people keep themselves so trapped in fear, hanging on every little thing that is happening. And, and it's just, I don't know, like, it's just like this picking apart shit that doesn't fucking matter, man. And just like this, for all these people, all these podcasters, all these channels, all these news people just talking about this shit and talking about this shit, and then people sitting and watching it and listening about this shit. It's like, this shit is gonna happen in a certain way. You can sit and talk about it, think about it, whatever you want to do, but there's a plan in action, and it's going to go. So even if they don't fucking crash the goddamn dollar over this weekend, it's still ahead. It means we just got to go through this some more times. And it is kind of like the collective that holds on, and it's very frustrating when you see how much people want to hold on to the fake reality, this false life of imprisonment, and you can't get them to see. Then you have to realize, well, it's not up to me. I'm not here to make them see. They have a certain plan in time, and so they will see when they see. But it's not like any person who's awake's duty to run around and wake everybody else up. No, they'll wake up just the same as we woke up. Nobody helped us. And so the same thing will happen with them. But it just is like, oh my gosh, it's just so weird. Like, and it's like people don't want to understand about the money and the dollar and the fakeness and the economy and what they're doing and stuff. There's a helicopter the other day. I don't even know what that sound is. I don't know, there's so many weird sounds. Wouldn't it be cool though if I was sitting here talking and all of a sudden the lights start going and the sky started opening and we got it right on, well, it wouldn't be exactly on film, but God, that's loud. There's also this weird little plane that flies over sometimes. But see how it will last a long time. I can't tell if that's a helicopter or this little propeller plane. God, I don't even know if you guys can hear all that. That sounds weird too. There's so many weird sounds in the sky and stuff, I'm telling you. The sky is like folding in on itself or something. Our atmosphere is crossing in. There's something weird. I've been talking about it for so long. The way the sound travels, everything. It's just weird. It just keeps going. I don't know. My mom said that the helicopter, it came and was just circling out over the lake. So I don't know what was going on. She said, but it had a red light on. You think they have red lights all the time? I was like, I don't know. All I know is there's shenanigans all the time. There's no telling what they're up to. Like they could be dumping something into the lake. They could be spraying, there's no telling. No motherfucking telling. So, it's shenanigans. I'm guaranteed about that. Especially here where I am. I don't know what places aren't having shenanigans, but because you got all these governors, well, we're fighting Trump with everything we've got. This crazy psycho is destroying the economy. I saw a guy that he just did this video. Lots of people do this video. It's just my aha moment. So they'll just show them sitting like, they'll just be sitting there for this video, just like, and then they'll just have words over them. So it's one of those videos. And so the guy's just sitting there and he's like, when you realize that Trump is purposely destroying destroying the economy on purpose to get us back to freedom, or however they said it, but destroying the economy to get us back to freedom. And you realize he's playing chess and they're playing checkers. And so some people are seeing, but again, like, I don't know if this is going to finally be our big finale with the money thing. Fucking, I hope so. But the way this stuff's playing out, and maybe I'm not paying enough attention to all the bullshit, or maybe there's stuff hidden or something. I don't know. Maybe they're going to crash it and then they're going to try and explain it, because the people on the news sure don't fucking get it. And there's so many people. I mean, there's got economists on there talking. You listen to them, it's like, this is our trap. Get this fucking puppet out of here. It's like, don't fucking, it's so absurd. I'm so sick of fucking hearing about the goddamn dollar and like we need to hold on to it. No, we need to get the fuck rid of that fucking monopoly money. We need real currency. We need real stuff that we can build up. Oh yeah, because that's what I was thinking, though, how they control the people who actually get money. And I think that they control so much more of their money. Like, just because it says Tom Cruise is worth $600 million or whatever, that doesn't mean I think he's got that in his account. It's like, and his money so much goes to the Church of Scientology, which what all part they play in this? Like, what are they? Are they just an extension of the Zionists? I don't know what, because well, when Scientology, when I very first heard of it, I was really interested in it. I was like, oh, see, this makes sense to me, because there's a scientific explanation also of why we're here. It's not just this Adam and Eve story. It's like, I knew from the time I was a kid that we were created. There was like a created thing. Oh yeah, I saw this meme somebody did. They said, when the people find out, and it's like, like a reptilian and a gray, like, married, and then they're holding a little earthling baby. It's like where we really come from. People are gonna be surprised. Yeah, it's gonna, like, man, even when I just think about my mom and this being so trapped in this religious program, and how they can't accept any of these things. Like, it doesn't go in. Like I said, it's like this firewall or something. Like, it doesn't go in, and it's just rejection. So it's like, yeah, I don't know that everybody's gonna be able to accept. I mean, I'm curious to see how this is gonna play out. If it is gonna be something that's gonna be so magnificent, it's gonna shroud them in truth, and they're gonna see, and it's gonna pull them free from the programming. Or if they're going to just continue to fight it. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. One thing is, too, is when you start realizing everything's a lie, then you got to look at everything as a lie. You can't be, everything is a lie except this. This is the truth, this book. Especially when it's like, it was edited. It was written, like they're printing this out. This isn't like you don't have the scrolls. You're not reading the scrolls. You're reading this book that's printed out, translated, and edited. And they removed, that's in the name of the rose. They removed shit. They wanted to keep it in where they had control of the people. Everything to them, the people in charge, has been about them keeping control. So their main concern is keeping control over us, controlling our minds, controlling our lives, controlling our livelihoods, controlling our perceptions. And so there's definitely books missing out of that, and that's been coming out all over the place. this book of Enoch, this book of this book of that, and it's all this hidden. Mary had a book or something. Like, there's all these books. People are like, oh, this book was hidden, this book was hidden, and talk about reincarnation. They talk about all this stuff. And they don't want you because to know that you live over and over again, and that this isn't real, because then they can't put so much fear into you. They can't control you so well. So when you think this is all there is, and you may not even get to heaven, you may be stuck in hell and stuff, they feed you this story, then you they have control over how you live and stuff. And then they get people to the point of being so frustrated they just become criminals. They just give up, like it's too hard. And then you have people who are so like weak-minded that they become really deep into the mind control, and they get them through like mental disease. They get them through diagnosing. That's our big fucking thing, man, is that they find something that where you have something that you feel is a deficit, something you feel is wrong, and then they build it up into yeah, you're broken, you've got this diagnosis, you need to take these drugs, you need this, you need that. And people become consumed with being broken, and then there's so much violence and stuff, and people become consumed with being the victim. So they've turned our world into very negative driven, very dark driven world. But we are the light, and we can pull ourselves out of the dark. But they have people so, I mean, it's a fucking thing. It's a real thing. Like, people think this is all there is. And if there is a God, and who wants anything to do with him, he's a real dick. He's not fixing anything. Why do you think he's supposed to fix it? Like, why do you think, like, that's something I couldn't get, like, when I was a kid. And I was always, well, why would it be that we do something and he's supposed to fix it? Shouldn't it be that we fix our own shit? Like, what we do, we need to see and we need to fix it? Like, I don't understand. Like, we get ourselves into this, and then we want, God better fix it for me. And then we have a whole movement of that. They're all waiting for, oh, God's going to take me away, so I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to feel it. I don't have to worry about it. Oh, sister, it's going with you. It's not staying here. It's going with you. You take your baggage with you. You're giving it time right now to unpack, to get rid of it, to take out what you don't want anymore. But yeah, if you just want to run from it and think it's going to disappear, no, it's going with you. You're just taking that bag with you. And like I've said since the beginning, the pearly gates into the new, it's like a portal into the new world. You can't carry your baggage. You can't take in this negative energy. It's like you have an opportunity to purge out this energy, because the new portal into the new space is a positive energy. And so you're going to feel the pressure moving towards that space to let go of the negativity. So you got to go through the process of facing your dark and finding your balance and taking responsibility for yourself. And it's all of it, I can't say anything except for it's about healing. It's about this recognition of playing the victim, taking responsibility, not blaming everybody else in the world for how you feel, taking responsibility for your own emotions, getting control of your own emotions, not just being at everybody else's beck and call. And that takes having boundaries. It takes being real, saying, being vulnerable. I can't believe how horrible I felt yesterday after I saw that thing about Val Kilmer, and what a good guy he was, just giving stuff away. He was very frugal. I just tried to live a simple life just with his family. And I thought, that I compared him with Mickey Rourke. Well, Mickey Rourke could be doing great things too, but it was just weird because they were both kind of like these sex symbol kind of guys back at this certain time. And then it was like they went, like Mickey Rourke, I don't know, was it like fighting against being, the sexy hunk or whatever? So, because I don't even know what he did, if he decided to be a boxer or something, but it was like he went to try and become something different. I don't know. I don't think he necessarily maybe wasn't trying to just look less attractive, but yeah, he really changed. And then Val Kilmer, he also had changed, but he kind of had disappeared out. And I thought, is he kind of gone like really eccentric? Is he kind of gone like Liberace with all this like, like I'm wearing an ascot and this bit, I was like, maybe he just, he decided, well, I'm not the lead hunk guy in the movie anymore, so I'll just, go. I don't know, because Hollywood's so weird. You just don't know. Like they they X people out. They take people and then they just flood you with these people. They build people. They tear people down. It's just a whole thing. So yeah, but I felt like I judged him or something, like that he. And then here he is, sick, giving away all his money. And it's like, God, you're a real dick, aren't you? God. It's like, yeah, I am sometimes. That's how it always, to me, when I feel like I'm being judgmental, that's how it always comes back and kicks me in the ass. That's why I try and really stay aware of being judgmental, because it's like, But yesterday or last night, and one of the times when I was awake, and I think it was after the first time, and I was trying to go back to sleep, and so I was thinking about stuff, because I'll get frustrated. I'll get frustrated over, when is this energy gonna flip? Like, how far? Like, fuck, man. Yeah, I've just been going for years and years and years for me. And I'm just like, man, am I going to be, well, I'm not going to be living in this garage for years, but am I going to be years away from having my own place, my own yard? And it's just waiting. It's funny because you say wait and waiting to see, and then people are like, well, you're not supposed to be waiting. And it's like, but you kind of have to. It's like the bus is coming when the bus gets here. Not like much you can do, but you have to have the realization, well, it would be here already if it was supposed to be here. And so there's something I'm supposed to be doing, but sometimes you don't know what it is. And sometimes it's so subtle, you just got to go with the flow. So anyways, I was kind of being frustrated about, like, God, this stuff just drags. And, am I going to be, I think I was uncomfortable, and I'm like, man, am I going to be just, how long am I going to be living in a tent? How long before my dogs get a yard again? Like, I was just feeling like that, like, well, life's not fair, come on, like, speed it up, when do we get our good stuff? And then it was almost like this peaceful Indian chief comes in to talk to me, and it was, I don't even know if I can say it as the same, but it was like showing me the river, and the river moves at its own pace. So the river is moving, and and that is what life is like. So in this comparison thing, so life moves like the river, like you move through the energy, and you can't speed it up or slow it down. And so it was like showing me, you find peace with the river, you find peace with the movement, and you just lay back and relax. And when I laid back to relax, it was like this, such a peaceful feeling came over me, because this was all in the visual. So when I laid in the water in the river and just relaxed, the most peaceful feeling came over me. But then the dogs jump up and start doing something. So all the time, it's just constantly. It's so frustrating. And then, but I was definitely got out of it, is that the pace, like coming in peace with the pace, is the pace is the natural movement of the river. And yeah, at times it may move faster, at times it may move slower, but it has its own pace. And just like I've said before, like there's docks, like everything is set. It's not like you have anything that you need to get up in the morning, well, today I've got to make sure this happens or that happens. No, your day's going to happen the way it's going to happen. It's already set. It's already in place. It's like, if we are really going and sitting down, signing contracts and figuring out storylines, the storyline's figured out, however it is. If it's written and we choose it out of a template, or we go in and write the storyline, or whatever it is, we're in a storyline. That we're in a story. and uh, it's set. It's That's where destiny comes in. You have a storyline that's set. You have meetings in place. You have a route that you're going to be going on. And so that's all set. And when you get up and you're trying to control it, that's almost like interfering. That is like you're trying to control something that's already going. It's like you're trying to drive your car while it's on auto. It's like, or on cruise control. Just let it cruise, and stop trying to override the system. So you're trying to do, like, one thing's happening, but you don't trust that. So you're going to jump in and do another thing. So you're trying to override it. So that causes this kind of chaos in your own life. And so the more that you can find peace with the pace, and let things flow and let things go and just move as the water takes you, as the flow occurs, and just go with it and find peace in it. Not find like you're not in the right place. You should be here. You should be there. You should be over here. No, you're getting there when you get there, and the water knows the pace of the exact time you're supposed to be there. It's not supposed to be, you're not supposed to be jumping in the water and swimming up ahead. You're supposed to just get there when you get there. And that takes a lot of growth, a lot of fucking finding peace in life, a lot of finding trust in life. But it's like that's how life moves, though. It moves like the water. You come in and you choose your river, you choose your storyline, and then you go on it. And then, yeah, there's going to be points in time where it's going to be rough. There's going to be stormy points. But then you're going to go back into the time of peace and the time of just letting go. And the people who you meet are the people who you're supposed to meet. The experiences you have are what you've predestined or pre-planned. And it's the transits in your life. Everything is set in this perfect timing. And so there's nothing that we really need to do. We need to learn how to just enjoy our time, enjoy being, just enjoy being. And then, like in mine, where it's like, oh my God, but enjoy being in the garage, enjoy just, like the dogs have this like little thing. It already smells like pee to me. So I'm sitting out there. It's just like, oh God, this is intense. I need a bigger yard. I need my own place and stuff. So, but the universe knows that. The universe knows what it is I need. But there's lessons that I obviously need to get there. There's perspectives. There's things I need to let go of. There's things I need to realize in order to get to the place where I want to be. And those are the things that you learn and experience along the way. And you can't jump in and you can't swim past them, because then you're leaving them out. You're not learning what you came here to learn. You're not experiencing what you came here to experience. And so many people fight against natural order. And there's going to be so much more peace on earth, man, when people start realizing that death is not something they need to fear, that they have control over their lives. And oh yeah, that was another thing too, because it was something with manifestation. What I was going to say was, because people are like, well, you have to not just hope it's going to happen. You have to know it's going to happen. Well, that's the thing. Is like, I have a bunch of things that I just know is going to happen. I just know. But it can become very frustrating when it doesn't. And you just know, oh, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I've seen it, it's going to happen, and then it's somewhere up there. But when it doesn't happen, and it goes on and on and on, it really fucks with your head, for one thing. It fucks with your communication, it fucks with your inner knowing, it fucks with parts of you. And so then you can feel like, you're waiting or you're hoping, I hope it happens today. But that doesn't mean like you don't know that it's going to happen. It's like you can know something's going to happen. You just don't know when. You don't know when, you don't know how. And there's like an expectation you can get caught up in. And you can get caught up in the waiting. And, and don't, if you get too caught up in the waiting, you'll miss out on what it is that you're supposed to be clearing in order to get to the place you're trying to be. So you won't want to be, aware of it or looking at it or whatever. there's just so many things to be aware of. So just look at it deeper, look at things deeper, look at things with more awareness. And it takes having to me, it seems that you need to know that you are an eternal being, that you're a soul having an experience. This experience is not you. This experience is you trying to understand yourself. This experience is you getting to look at yourself like what you would do in this situation and how you would act and how you would feel about it. And that's the thing too, is so many things are, you can have a certain attitude about something until you experience it, and then it gives you a completely different outlook. And not only that, so many different things can be factors. And so I've heard this, like I heard it the other day, but I've seen it a few different things, like them making criminals or something. But there's what was the one the other day? Because I thought it was a good explanation, but it's kind of like you don't know what you will do until you're in the situation. So, oh yeah, it was one of those movies where it was like dog eat dog. Might have been the Robert Mitchum one. It's like, well, when it comes down to it, if you need to take somebody out in order to protect yourself, you're going to do it. But you don't know you're going to do it unless you're in the situation. You don't know that you're going to rip somebody off unless, their person's laying there and they're not paying attention. And then you just like, well, I need food. I'm going to rip them off. There's certain things you don't know what you'll do until the situation arises. And so that's why you're always seeing these sides of yourself. Oh, yeah, and that other movie, too, when those guys were all hunting and then they become the hunted. And then, some of them were like, leave them behind. And some were like, no, drag them with it, And it was because you see who you are in these situations that you don't know, like these weird situations that come up. It's always so that you can see yourself, so you can understand yourself. And so there's lots of different things, there's lots of different values. And yeah, it's like the crayon, the difference in the crayon pack of the one that you get in first grade, whatever when you start out with the 5 or 6 big crayons, and it goes to where you get they get skinnier and you get more, but then you get up to the big multi-pack where it's got every color you can come up with, all these colors. And now I think they've even keep adding more colors, like colored pencils and stuff, maybe even in crayons. But it is it's like it's like the same kind of thing, like to me. Like the micro macro is like the expansion of like every possibility. And so it's like going from the little pack of crayons into going into the big one. And it is, the more you see, the more you pay attention to, the more you understand that the experiences are there so you can understand yourself. And that also gives you a different intention, a different way of approaching the experience instead of just being mad at somebody. Oh, you did this, it's your fault. To see, oh, this is happening, so I can see my own attitude. So I can see like, oh, I'm kind of a dick. I blame everybody else if things aren't going right. I get real mad. I get real frustrated. We all get to see these sides of ourselves. And so that's what the things go on, is so you can see you and you can understand yourself. You're not here to try and understand everybody else and force them or control them. You're here to understand yourself. And so and see, they get us all caught up in that whole thing of judging others, like, and telling others what to do, and trying to control other people and manipulating other people. But see, those are all things you get to see about yourself. When things are tough, this is what I do. When I feel rejected, this is what I do. When I feel alone, this is what I do. When I feel all the different things. There's a lot of different things that you can experience, and then you get to see. And there's a lot of toxic, negative shit. It's so weird, too, because I feel like if it is this, going through these strands of DNA coming on and these levels and whatever, I feel like there's a lot of people who haven't really started yet. Like there's only like they're around the 3 or 4 margin. Like that does seem legit. Like there's people who are very trapped in perception, in whatever this thing that's going to come in and sweep through, that's going to open their minds to seeing. But it's going to be very traumatizing and triggering to the people, especially the ones that are deep in their egos. It's going to be very much like they're completely exposed for being ignorant. And that's like the worst thing you could be. But really, it's just a natural state of being. Until you learn something, you're ignorant of it. And right now, we're in a place where there's a lot of ignorance, and there's a lot of seeing the downfall or the sad side or the bad side of ignorance. It can be used against you. And that's what the people running the show, is using our ignorance against us. But then they even sit and laugh at it. But it's like they're manipulating us. They're controlling us and manipulating people and just dead ass lying to them. You know, what gets me is like in the mystic world that they're trying to hide is that the people who know that you don't die, and they keep this story running. You know, you got to please Jesus, or you're going to go burn in hell forever. And we have a huge amount of society that believes in that. And so, you know, and me saying anything different is because the devil's using me as his toy, you know, because I don't have control, and he's making me say things that to mislead the people. So more people go into hell. It's like, sorry, sister, but we're trying to get out of hell. we're in it. This is it. And there's a lot of people who do think like we've already died. We're just trying to remember that we've died. But there is no death. You've died a lot of times. Out of the storylines, you're not trapped in any of them. You're always going out of them. And so, yeah, you've died a lot of times. But the soul, the energy of you, doesn't die. Energy just, you know, like that thing that they say, you can't kill energy. It just changes forms. It just goes into a different state, just like, you know, water can be ice, it can be gas, it can be liquid. And so we can, it's the same kind of thing. Like everything to me is like this micro, macro representation of everything else. And so, anyways, I don't know if I'm just saying as much crazy stuff like as I was yesterday. I don't even know. But anyways, it is that whatever the stuff going with the money and the collapse of our society or whatever, and the people that want to keep it going, they're satisfied, or they want to get rid of the parts they want to get rid of and keep everything else so that everything seems stable. Well, everything's gonna fall apart. This is gonna be like I see it kind of like a storm coming in to Galveston or something. And the houses on the stilts and stuff. It's gonna come in and it's gonna come in and wreak havoc even on the houses on the stilts. Like it's gonna be a big storm. The grand awakening part, the part when so many people see for themselves. Then yeah, I don't know. To me, it just seems like this big bang of energy, this big like all of a sudden just everybody sees at once, and it's like that creates this big change, which I think also creates this energy for the solar flash thing, because I don't think that's the solar flash. I don't think the solar flash is what the thing is. I think we have all this energy, but I think it's whatever it's something maybe in the physical, but that is, even if they do this blue beam rapture return or whatever the hell, then that would be in our physical. So in the physical, whatever goes down is what is could lead to the awakening part. And then once the awakening happens, once the people see, that is this huge energy burst that to me sends this energy out that creates the solar flash thing or something. Like there's just this energy going, and it's just this explosive energy, and it's going into this beginning. It's like we're ending, but we have a beginning, and the beginning's already set. Like the beginning's already just right there. It's not like we're in an ending and we don't know what's going to happen next. It's like, well, some of us know what's going to happen next. We're going into this period of time of peace and love, and we're going to change our lifestyles. We're going to go into taking care of ourselves, not dependent on a corporation that's trying to kill us and thinking that they're going to feed us good food and take care of us. Government officials that go and put themselves in these positions to get rich and to fuck us over in the meantime. So they get rich off of our demise. That's like, all that's ending. And we're going into very different. So that's ahead, even though there's so many people that can't see it. And that's what's kind of sad too, is like all these people who can't see it, even though everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. But it just seems kind of sad where, they have this great thing and these people are just blind to it. They're just living in this pain and suffering and fear. And it's like, no, we're just letting go of all of the bullshit to go into something good. But we gotta let go of all the bullshit, and you guys want to hold on to it because you think that there's nothing else, because you're so scared of fucking living. And so anyways, I'm just rambling. I feel like it's just the same thing every day, just on repeat or something. So, and it was weird too when I got up this morning and I looked at the video, and it was like only been on there for 12 hours. I couldn't believe yesterday how long that took to download. So who knows what today's will be. The other day it went on real fast, and then it just is, it's crazy. It's just like, is it part of the energy too of what's being downloaded and what's not being downloaded? I guess sometimes I feel like, are they just keep listening to it and they're like, I don't know if we're going to let this one on, and then they just keep trying to decide or something. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how it can take 2 hours one day and then take 10 hours the next day. It's like it's mental, and it will just keep flipping back and flipping back. It'll go, 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 go. You think it's almost done? Nope, starts over. Go, 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 starts over. It's like, what in the holy hell? So, anyways, let's just look at my hair, which I counted my chews left. So I'm in my 3rd week because there's only 1 week left, and it's supposed to be a month's worth. So I've only got 6 days left. So isn't that weird? Time is so weird. I swear to God, it doesn't seem like it's already at 3 weeks. So anyways, there should be some of those girls, they had like hair down to here that were showing it. I was like, is that for real? So I don't know. But this is my baby hairs. So I'm still going to get another batch of them for sure. I don't know if I'll just keep doing them and doing them and doing them forever, but I'm going to get another batch and see how it does, if it starts really filling in. And maybe one thing too, God, my stomach's growling and growling. Maybe one thing too, because I swear to God, if you take biotin, it's not like you just can take it and then you are filled back up. It's like you have to continue to take it. As soon as I stop, my nails will start breaking. And so it's probably the same thing with this. You have to stay on it to keep your hair growing. Otherwise, it just will, I don't know. There's also some, like I had said, that mushroom stuff. So I'm going to also get more on more of the natural stuff, because the zinc is supposed to be good for your hair. And yesterday when I was saying, because my mom was saying something about that hair falling out, because her hair keeps falling out, and I was saying something about, I don't know, it was some conversation about it, and she said, yeah, all the people now, with thick hair now are starting to have regular hair, and people who have thinner hair aren't going to have much hair. It's like we're going to go into this society where there's not as much hair. But see, I think we're going to go into a society where we're going to start getting rid of all the chemicals that are in the stuff that's making our hair fall out. We're going to go into a period of time where it's going to get better. Like, we're going to get better. But see, this is the thing of like this perception, because my perception is way over here and everybody else is way over here. But again, those QHHT things that Alice and Co was doing there for a while, which I haven't watched these new ones, but all these people who were seeing themselves in the new earth, they all kept saying that they looked way better. Like, they were really fit. Their hair was really thick. All the girls were like, oh, I had these big, thick braid. And because braids are convenient. Like once your hair starts getting long and it starts getting in your way, braids are convenient. You just loop it together, and wearing a bun and stuff on the top, it pulls all your hair out. It's heavy. Yeah, it gives me a headache. So anyways, if you have a bunch of big thick hair, then braid would be more convenient, but they can be heavy too, like you're carrying around a goddamn tail. And so, anyways, that to me is where we're going into this healthy, fit side of ourselves. And to me, it's in motion. It's playing out. We have RFKs coming in. We're getting rid of the chemicals. We're gonna, become healthy again. But every soul has to choose the lifestyle, but also med beds and stuff. So I think we're going into a healthier time. But everybody has to see, what is the problem in their health. And everybody's hair is falling out. So to me, it's chemicals, and it's radiation. Like, this is more serious, I think, than what we realize. It's like we have to wait 40 or 50 years and then see all the kids who all have face fucking cancer or something from this shit. So I don't know the solutions. I mean, there's technology that isn't deadly to us, and maybe that's what these other beings are trying to get us to get, the technology that's not deadly. And these other people, they just want to keep us sick, because that's how they live high on the hog, is keeping us sick. So anyways, I've said it about a zillion times. Oh yeah, let's get the tooth thing. And that's that. And is there anything else? I don't know. You can see the hair thing, just regular. I don't think I have to show that anymore. But I don't know. I guess that's all. And today's Saturday, so hopefully, I'm just hoping that the banks and all this shit crashes. It's gonna have to be just pulled right out of people's hands. These people are gonna just grip on and hold on for dear life. And so I've said since the beginning, I said anything you're holding on to is gonna hurt when it's going. The best thing you can learn to do is let go. Let go of things and go with the flow. Find peace with the pace. Just let things roll out. And just, go and picture yourself just laying in a river and just going with the flow. Just going with the flow of life and letting life, it's like a surrendering yourself to the flow of life and finding peace. I really like that, finding peace with the pace of life, because there is such a draw to that. It's such a part of finding peace. Everything is about finding peace, just like Val Kilmer. Finding peace with being rich, going out and living a simple life and not getting caught up in the hype and stuff. So there's just, everybody's on their own journey to finding who you are and finding that peace on earth. But we're going to go into a period of time where we're going to have big peace on earth. Just as much as we got so much darkness now, we're going to have that much light. So it's going to be better. Even though everything seems dreary, like, oh my God, I've lost my house. I'll never have another one. I've lost this. I'll never have another one. No, it's going to get better. It's just, I wish it would go faster, but we have lessons to learn. We have things to understand in order to get there, in order to make sure that this is a solid development in our society. So just remember to find peace with space and go with the flow and let things roll out. Don't try and force things. Try and acknowledge or notice yourself when you start feeling like you're having to force this or force that, and look into your own fears and control factor. And just remember what you're doing, because the important thing to do is always trying to figure out how to love yourself, how to love everybody else, and how to have a loving day, because it is totally up to you. So we'll work on that again today, and I'll talk about it again tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.